back to some of those decisions a little bit later on, but keep the comments coming in. They're already flowing. So, like, it's a weekend of big decisions. So we'll come to it. What Brian Lohan did, his tactical calls, his positional calls. We'll go with what John Kiley and Paul Kinnerk and so on did with their team. A weekend of goalkeepers making a big impact at the Hill, whether it's Nicky Quaid and the old contact lens / the physio seemed to be adjusting his collar. Basically, there was nothing wrong with him. Let's call a spade a spade. And Nisha Waldron, another Kilkenny voice, was on the show last night unpacking it with me. He said he's worn contact lenses for 11 years or so playing hurling, and never once has he needed to adjust his contact lens. So this is absolute nonsense. But anyway, obviously him and Owen Murphy, both at the Hill, made massive contributions. I wanted to talk about a tweet from Tom Clancy in terms of how Limerick, I suppose, killed off the game at the end.
Yeah, no, I did. It's actually just it's about Nicky Quaid's contact lens / collar / chest issue, because he was kind of looking at his chest as well. But Tom Clancy just made a tweet I think is interesting. So the Quaid stoppage timeline. So Galway pointed a free at 24:29. It was Quaid went down. It was restarted after a stoppage, 73 seconds there. So people are just saying that the game completely changed on Quaid going down. So the next 5 minutes, Galway won the next ball. Whelan hit wide. Seamus Flanagan was hooked. Galway had a free. Ronan Glennon fist pump. Barry Nash had a wide. That was Limerick's 7th wide. Limerick had a free. Dermot Burns for over a point. And then Concannon had the goal chance with that brilliant Casey block from, and I don't know how much he knew about it, but he had an active hurl and had it there and gave himself a chance to block it. So in the 5 minutes after Quaid's issue, it didn't have that much of an impact, but they clearly reorganized things on the pitch. You were there. I was watching it at home, so I didn't see. But when Quaid was down, like, have you seen many people making their way onto the pitch, or physio, or is physio in? What's Kylie doing? What's Kinnerk doing? Because they clearly used that minute pretty well, even though the 5 minutes thereafter would suggest that it didn't have an instant impact, but they definitely reorganized pretty quick after.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, I couldn't quite see. I was trying to figure out what's going on here with Quaid, so I didn't really pay too much attention on that. But I know that Henry Shefflin was getting very upset, and I wonder that kind of send, like, you want to stay composed. And I don't know if going nuts on the sideline, and I'm obviously using that term a little bit harshly there, but like, if kind of showing that much emotion on the sideline kind of sends a little bit of panic through your own team, rather than like, let's try and get our messages across as well. What was a better stop? Mike Casey from that Brian Concannon shot, or Conor Fogarty getting it done against Mark Rogers? Now, I think in Brian Concannon's case, he was under pressure and he was just lashing a shot. Whereas I think Mark Rogers has to go low. I think it's unforgivable to miss in that situation.
Yeah, Fogarty. I think Fogarty knew more about the block maybe than Mike Casey did. It was a brilliant block. Fogarty again, just trucking along there, just doing as he always does. Not spectacular, but just delivering a consistent display again. Casey's block on the line had massive ramifications, I'd say, for the rest of the game. Because Galway would have been 8 up. Potentially would have went in, maybe they would have pushed on or tried to push on until half time and would have went in with an advantage, maybe deserving of how they played in the first half. Instead, it was really, really strange. They pushed up really high on Limerick and didn't allow Limerick build from the back. And then you could actually see Henry go, shouting in and putting his finger up that he wanted one man inside, and everybody else started retreating back. And they allowed Limerick to build. But Darragh O'Donovan got on ball in the last 5 minutes of the first half that he was not getting on the ball before that. They were able to build. They were able to even get the ball to the 65 and deliver ball in. I just thought that Galway retreated back, tried to, hold what they had. But rather than going in 6 up, they went in 1 up. And you've been in the scenario, and I've been in the scenario when you've done all the hurling and you've dominated the team, particularly maybe as an underdog, and you go in 1 up. And they must have felt like they were losing at half time. And I'd say it sapped a hell of a lot of morale out of them. And, let's call it a spade a spade. It was a real no-show in the second half. Limerick totally bullied them, and it was a rudderless Galway performance in the second half. And just that 5 minutes before half time and the goal chance, just basically, I would say, nearly decided the whole game. Limerick got on top and they dominated. I think it was 118 to 6 points. Thereafter,
from the 25th minute on,
like that is an almighty hammering.
Yeah.
After, like, I was looking at the first half an hour and thinking, Jesus, I tell you, this could be on here. Like the green machine could be taken down here. Everyone, like Brian Kincannon was man of the match after half an hour. Conor Whelan was getting on a load of ball. They were dominating everywhere. Everyone was on the front foot. And then I don't know why they seemed to pull back before half time. To me, that was the winning and losing of the game in that 5 minutes before half time.